George Morgan here and Jack Pinat. All the lights are currently lit here on track. And it is go, go, go!
Contact between the Mercedes teammates.
Denoso with a crafty maneuver up the inside. Masterclass from the Chilean.
Crucial championship points on offer here.
Do not count out Danny Berezne.
Longe has done the job. This is for the win between these two.
Freddie Rasmussen wins the United States Grand Prix.
Alfie Butcher wins for the first time ever. Lucas Blakely takes the championship. It's Barry Foreman.
Jarno Opmeer is your champion.
And a big good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to PSGL F1. We are over the halfway point of the season now, and things are getting serious. We head tonight to the Circuit Zandvoort in the Netherlands for what should be another fantastic race. My name's Evan Dalton. It's a pleasure, as always, to be here with you. And returning is the one, the only, it is Mr. James Head, who is alongside me. James, welcome back to your natural habitat.
Oh, it feels nice to be back, honestly. It is really good to be back in the comment box. My voice is a lot better. I was coughing last week, which is why I wasn't here. But we are here. It was an absolute crack, of course, in Britain last week. Of course, Max von der Geest taking the victory in what was a fully wet race. Whether or not we see that here tonight, though, in Zandvoort remains to be seen. Over to you, Mr. Jake Dalton.
What?
Jake Dalton. Getting called Jake Dalton on that charity stream.
No, that's because it was. That's because that's a different person, James. But okay, fair enough. Sorry, that's. I totally wasn't expecting that. Your championship standings heading into tonight. Of course, we had an absolute barnstormer in Silverstone. Max von der Geest's race win promotes him up a few points and a few places, I should say, and now he is tied with TF10 Dirk. But at the top of the order is Matteo, leading by 19 points, the biggest gap we've had so far this season, James. And I tell you what, he probably deserves it because he's been phenomenal in the last 3-4 weeks.
He has been phenomenal in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and do you know what? It's all about consistency, and that's what he has shown throughout his racing. Yes, qualifying might not go as strong as possible, but the race is definitely where it lies, and that's where Matteo has picked up all of his results. Matteo actually in the chat saying whoever's put me in the pole does not know how far I am from the top times. That was me, so you've got me to blame for that. And I know he's actually strong around here in the race. He finished second, of course, here around in season 36. Renz Thomason taking the win that day. It is all to play for in terms of the championship. One thing I can definitively say, however, though, Evan, is Matteo will lead beyond Christmas and the New Year. So at least he's got that comfort going forward.
Yes, he will lead into 2025, but he'd like to make it a little bit more comfortable here tonight in Zandvoort, which is a very, very, very unique circuit. We're getting qualifying started fairly quickly as, sorry folks, I just pressed the complete wrong thing. We're going to get qualifying started now. There we go, now we're on screen. What I was going to say, we're getting qualifying started very quickly, which makes me think maybe rain on the horizon?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as well, but I know you can get 4 runs around here in qualifying, and that might be more the case that I'm thinking of in terms of the qualifying. Obviously, we're beside the North Sea here in the Zandvoort.
Sorry there, folks. Bit of lag on James's end. He's back now, I think.
Oh, I'm back. There we are.
You're back now. All good.
Returning. Yeah, just returning back. I saw it was red on my screen, so there we are. Yeah, what I was saying is we're right beside the North Sea, so literally can bring rain in from the North Sea, can affect the track very deeply. Dirk, however, down in towards turn and one about to start us off on his first run.
Yes, he is. As per tradition, TF10 Dirk gets us underway here in qualifying. He's been the first out for God knows how long. Zandvoort here, an interesting fact. You say it is beside the sea. I can't remember which Dutch commentator I was commentating with once upon a time, but he told me this track is going to be underwater eventually, in about 200 years. Won't exist. The land will be the sea. But that's not tonight's issue. The only way this track will be underwater is if we get a sudden downpour before the end of qualifying. TF10 Dirk in towards the middle sector now. It is a flurry of right-handers. He's going to back out of the lap, though is not happy with how things are going, which is a peculiar decision, especially given what seems to be the rampant nature of this qualifying session so far.
Yeah, not peculiar from my perspective, because he made a mistake actually coming through turn number 2, and that's where he backed off the lap, coming through the banking section. Casper Flack's just made a mistake coming out of turn number 10 as well. He's next up to come across the line. He's about to come now through the final couple of corners at Arie Lundijk in, and then at Arie Lundijk out. Translated, of course, in English as Arie Lundijk box in Dutch. Now coming through the right-hander at turn number 14 on the run to line, and Casper Flack's into the pit lane. What a start to qualifying this is.
Nice. This is very easy to direct, as I'm sure you can tell. Barak goes quickest in qualifying with a 1:08.4. That's immediately beaten by TF10 Renz. Renz Tomasin, as we know and love him. Cameron Dowds there in second, just ahead of his teammate Azim in fourth. Oscar goes to third. Great lap there. Owen fifth in the replacement Red Bull. Valakongen jumps to sixth position. Couple more coming towards the start-finish line now. Rayan goes top of the pile. The king of qualifying, excelling here in Zandvoort. Marios rounding through the final corner, the banked curb now. He's going to jump towards the start-finish line. The Cypriot has been on hot form in PSGL F1, and he will go to 10th position. We are waiting on Enzo as well in the Sauber, rounding through the final corner, just like his teammate. Will dive into the box. Here comes Ryder Dahl towards the start-finish line now, not burning the battery. Ryder Dahl is, I believe, going for a second attempt here and heads in towards turn number 1. Am I seeing things, or is that a little bit of rain? But it is Rayan who is currently top of the order, 1:08.1. Very competitive lap time indeed.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing things, because Maxwell McGeese is
Wouldn't be the
in
first
bone
time.
dry part of the track. Yeah, coming to the left-hander at turn number 12. Maxwell McGeese is purple in the middle sector. Interesting ploy, actually, because both Williamses were going again. Dirk's invalidated on his lap time. Maxwell McGeese, though, was absolutely powering now through Arie Lundijk box to turn 14 on the run toward the line. He might even go quicker than Rayan here, and I think he might actually on the run to the line. Doesn't in the end go 6th position. What am I talking about? 1:08.376. Behind an Oscar, behind a Matteo, also going again on the lap time, as you mentioned, was Rotterdam. He's 400 down in the first sector, middle sector 4.3 seconds up, so Rotterdam definitely finding time on his lap time right now. Alpha Gully and Casper Flack still yet to sight lap times further down the field along Enzo, formerly of TTM, now part of, well, I don't know what team he's a part of actually, but he is the monogas driver, led down in 18th position. And we'll see what Enzo can do, of course, on the lap time as the session goes on. Rotterdam bails into the quick line. Rayan out on top, though. Renz in second, Cameron Dowds in third. Mateo said there in the chat, whoever's put me in the pole position pool does not know how far I am from top times. I'm sorry, he's only a 10th and a half off on Rayan, who's top. Mateo, do not complain once again in that chat, please.
Wouldn't be like Matteo to underplay his qualifying form, would it? Here comes Alpha Gully heading through the final corner. He had a bit of gravel on his tyres heading in towards the chicane, so there was a bit of an off on the outlap somewhere for Alpha Gully, but he's near the sea and he's looking to soar, rounding through the right-hander now. Down towards turn number 3, dives it right in. The track looking very cold. I'm not sure if you can tell the temperature of a track by looking at it, but if I was to guess what the track was like, I would say it's cold. You could just usually tell by the dark overcast here at the circuit. So drivers will be struggling to warm up the fronts, maybe, heading into start their qualifying lap. Oh, slide from Alpha Gully. It's not exactly silky smooth, this run from the McLaren. Looking for a better final sector.
Casper Flack's actually ahead of him, man, on track. 47.7 in the middle sector as well, from his perspective. Alpha Gully's middle sector coming in 47.777. All the sevens there for Alpha Gully. Down in 19th. Casper Flack, though, ahead of him out on track. They're coming through Arie Lundijk box at turn 14. On the run toward the line, we will see what his lap time is in the kick Sauber. On the run to the line, goes 11th. Expect Alpha Gully to be around that sort of area as well. Now through Arie Lundijk box at 10.14. Now on the run to the line, should be around a 107.3, 107.4, 108.4 even. It was a 107.4 even pole, but a 108.4. Very good lap time from Alpha Gully in and around where Casper Flack was setting. Everyone now on their outlaps. Looks like Renz Thomason and Dirk are the first two on their runs once again. Rayen currently out on top. Renz Thomason second. Cameron Dowds in third. Renz Thomason is coming up the hill in towards Stuyflack at turn number 7. His first sector, 400's up purple.
Yes, much better from Renz Tomasin. He's looking to pip Rayan here in qualifying. Casper Flack as well, we see improving to 12th position. Casper Flack is currently on a fantastic point streak. 4 races in a row, including 2 of them where he started last. So qualifying doesn't determine a race weekend for Casper Flack. Here comes Renz, improving once again in that middle sector. Less than a tenth of a second, but currently enough to beat Rayan's lap and to go to pole position. The RB is on a run as well. We'll keep an eye on him. Oh, slide heading onto the banking for Renz Tomasin. But once again, as per usual for Renz, it looks literally nothing. He makes it look easy from time to time. And is he going to make qualifying look easy? He is. Quickest by 0.035 is Rayan. Oh, Rayan's off almost into the wall. Just doing a good enough job to avoid it and ending his qualifying session early. That is a change of race suit potentially needed for the RB.
Yep, and he got caught on the outside curb. Tony Hawk style, as I like to call it, on the outside curb at turn number 8, and that's where, unfortunately, he's now had that lap time completely eradicated, completely invalidated. Brando there going fourth as well. Cameron Dowds, by the way, was purple in the middle sector. Dropped time coming through the middle sector split. Ended up third. He should have been really ahead of Renz, I think, in terms of that lap time. Mateo also down in terms of his run now. He's back into the pit lane. Azim there, the Turk driver, they're going 6th. Ryan there is down on his lap time. Mac von der Geest is also down on his lap time. I think he's just improved to 9th. Conga there in 10th as well. But Renz out on top. Rayen in 2nd. Cameron Dowds there in 3rd. Sinwall's there in the chat saying, even though any rain expected for the race. We don't know. We are expecting in qualifying there to be a little bit of rain, but given that we're 9 minutes through and it's still overcast and there's no rain forecast currently, I'd be suspecting that the drivers were trying to go for 4 runs.
Max von der Geest all out of shape heading through turn number 9 and in towards turn number 10. He'll have to abandon this one. Still burning the battery, weirdly enough, but will abandon this lap. Of course, race winner last week is the Williams, his first ever PSGL F1 win, and he did it in unbelievable fashion. No stopper in Silverstone. He won his first ever PSGL F2 race in very similar fashion about 3 seasons ago. No stopper around Imola in the wet. So doesn't really fancy pitting, does Max von der Geest. He performs better when he doesn't have to take a trip into his box. Congan running for the final corner now. I don't believe is on a run, and no, the Norwegian is heading to the pit lane. Currently 10th in session. There's no one really improving. Barak is out on a lap, but not improving, but still the potential to do so in the middle sector. Heading through turn number 9 now. Oh, picks up that curb, has to correct the car once again, but holds it nicely. Still might be able to find time on this one.
Rodadol's definitely on a run. Oh, I'm nearly really invalidating. Coming to the left-hand return number 13. On the run towards the line now with Rodadol. He should go quicker. He only goes 14th in the end. 108.48. Same lap time actually as Mario, so he is sharing with the Cypriot there. Down in 13th. You mentioned that Barak as well on a lap. He's 10th down through that middle sector split. And again, oh, really catching the curb. Coming through turn number 13. If I was him, I'd be bailing into the pit lane here because Barak absolutely no chance on this lap. He was a 10th down. He lost time coming through 10th, 13th. He would have only been losing time on the run to the line. Still stays 16th position at this moment in time. Casper Flack, though, looking to try and produce the flash from 17th position in the kick saber. Looks very unstable, that setup, I've got to be honest. Now coming through this middle sector split, 47.6, a 10th down on where Ryderdal was. So if Casper Flack wants to try and improve, he has to try and improve from somewhere. He is improving on his run. I doubt, though, he's going to try and improve any positions here.
I tell you one thing about this qualifying session, it's been thoroughly entertaining because how on edge all these cars seem. It's like the vintage days of motorsport where you have one hand on the wheel and you have one hand praying for your life, and Casper Flack has improved to 5th spot. That is a lot better from the Sauber. That would be a best qualifying of the season if it could stay like that. He's only a 10th and a half off pole position here, and the journeyman, as he's been dubbed by myself, but the journeyman, the Dutch journeyman, looking to excel here in qualifying.
Rayen, however, has just come in with the first sub-24 first sector that I've seen. 23.9 in the first sector from Rayen. Renz Thomason is purple in the first sector. Rayen wasn't. So if that's anything to go by, it's going to be a really interesting end to this qualifying session here. But still, 6.5 minutes to go. Rayen's middle sector, 47.5 has lost time in that middle sector split. Renz Thomason's coming through the middle sector split very soon. I will update you still very soon in terms of how he's doing. He is up actually by Rayen by nearly a tenth of a second on this lap time. Renz Thomason looking pretty good. Rayen now coming to the final couple of corners of the French Algerian on the run toward the line. Can he try and outdo Renz Thomason? For now he does, but I think Renz is going to bite him back on the bum cheeks. 108.142 right there to try and improve his lap time. Renz Thomason 107.9, 108 flat in the end from Renz Thomason. It's 800th improvement. He goes 400s quicker than Rayen. It was Rayen 400s quicker ahead of Renz. But Evan, the Flying Scotsman's coming in 600s up.
Yes, Cameron Dowds is looking to get involved in this high-speed game of ping-pong. They're not beating each other by much, but they are beating each other. Here's Cameron Dowds to the line, and he split the two. He has split them. 0.010 between himself and Renz Thomason. He's put a third car into the pole position fight here. Let's see what Oscar can produce in this first sector. He's looking... Oh, no, he's 5 seconds down, so he won't be producing much. Matteo is on a run, well down on his time. Azim improves to 8th. Alpha Gully went 9th.
Yeah, Matteo backed out. He actually made a mistake. That's what my ooh was in the background. Matteo got caught completely wide, coming through turn number 10. Unfortunate for him, he's invalidating his run. Owen there, the Irishman going 4th. Evan Dalton will jump into joy right now. Here in one half of the commentary box at least. The Irishman going 4th behind Rayen. Cameron Dowds, Renz Thomason currently topping the session at this moment in time. 5 minutes ago in the session. Anybody else on the lap time? Barak was purple in the first sector. Not sure if that's believable, to be honest. The Spaniard now coming through the right-hand turn number 9, then in toward the Circuit Danvort sponsored corner at turn number 10. He's actually backed off his lap time, so Barak not improving on his run. Dirk is improving 200th up, but it's going to be a very minimal improvement, I think, at this rate. For the Dutchman now coming to the right-hand turn 13, very wide, coming through 13. Now through the right-hand turn number 14, Renz, Cameron, Rayen, Owen currently a top 4, Dirk on the front line, trying to put himself up there, goes 12, finds a bit of time in that final sector, but in the end not good enough. Azim down on lap time, Matteo down on lap time as well. Renz though topping the session, Evan. At this moment in time, it seems all good, but he's only 100 clear of the Flying Scotsman.
Yeah, Dirk, you can see improving to 12th. He was miles off it in Silverstone, and it's a harsh truth, but a truth that he would have accepted. Definitely closer here in Zandvoort. What isn't helping these drivers is how close it is. The top 19 are separated by less than half a second, and Enzo's only a 10th off that as well. It is ridiculously close here in qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix, and these drivers are going to have to just about beat those minimum margins and try to find every ounce of time that they possibly can. The majority of them are in the pit lane now, preparing for one last run here. Ryder Dahl is flying for the final corner. He's heading to the pit lane though, so will not be completing that time. Barak will follow suit, and so will Enzo as he has backed off his run. So we'll have all cars in the pit lane for a brief moment, because one of the McLarens is heading back out to try and get a nice bit of free air. It is Tales, the Brazilian, who is down in 19th. 3 minutes to go in qualifying. He's going to be the first to break the silence here in Zandvoort and look to try and improve in qualifying. It's going to be one of them classic qualifying endings, I think, folks, where anyone could still take this.
Yeah, anybody could still take this, but I will throw a big caveat around here. Normally the final runs are normally when there's a lot of invalidation, so do not be surprised if drivers do not improve towards the end of the session. I did a league race around here actually a couple of months ago now on this game cycle for commentary, and in the end, it was, 4/10 of a second, I think, covering the top 20 in that qualifying session. There were improvements towards the end, but not many. So if that's believable, and if that's anything to go by, we might see drivers struggle to improve as the session goes on. Marios, however, I think is the first. Now going on the run, the Cypriot driver down in 16th position, sharing the same lap time as Radadel. Also Max van der Gies and Volakongen sharing the same lap time, 6th and 7th position. Hopefully Marios can get an improvement in on the run down and towards Selmob.
Yeah, let's see what the Cypriot can do then. Of course, a man on form, and a little bit of a wobble heading through the first corner down towards turn number 3. It's not looking outrageously quick from Marios, although it is smooth, and I don't think he is continuing on this run. No, he isn't. He's backed up. Or certainly he's not burning his battery. Yeah, that's not a normal first sector. He has backed off that time. Tales next to go, just right behind the RB. He is 0.015 down in that first sector.
Yeah, he's looking good though, coming through the right-hand return and break down through the right-hand return number 9. He has a look really, really assured actually on this run. 1500 down in the first sector, not really believable, I think. He should be improving in this middle sector, should be improving again in the final sector, because this car now looks absolutely hooked up to this circuit. Talles in the middle sector has also backed off, maybe because of the pressure of having to commentate this run aboard with him down in 19th position is not enough. He's now down to 19th, he's not improving on his run for now. Renz Thomas and Cameron Dowd for Yen, currently a top 3. Max von der Geest down on the lap. Volakongen is coming through the first sector. Azim 3000's down in the first sector as well. Anybody on a run right now? I don't think there is. Ryan, maybe, the German down in 14th.
Yeah, they've all backed off as Cameron Dowds is starting his qualifying run. Let's see what he can produce in the first sector. He's looking for a sub 24 here. 24 flat, it's not far off. It's definitely something to work with heading through the sky flag and down towards the right hander. The Alpine, who's not been on pole position in either of the last 2 PSGL F1 seasons, is looking to try and steal it here in Zandvoort off the home hero of Renz Thomassen. Rounding through turn number 10, that's very nice through there. Easy on the traction and absolute picture perfect. He is improving by enough, is Cameron Dowds. What's Renz Thomassen doing? Was improving in the first sector. Let's see his middle split. Oh, he's gone even quicker. 47.3. This is really a stellar run from Renz Thomassen. Rayan is the furthest away of the 3 of them. He'll be the one to decide it. Up and across the start-finish line comes the Scotsman of Cameron Dowds. It is going to be provisional pole position. He's into the 107s. First to do so. Can Renz Thomassen swing Dutch Hearts? Yes, he can. It's into the 107s for himself. And Rayan is round and into the wall. He saved it for the first time in this session. He cannot this time. At the exact same time, his teammate retires. Casper Flack, the forgotten Dutchman, goes to 5th. What about Owen? He's backed off his time. Azim is finished qualifying, and it's really looking good for a Dutchman to take pole here in the Netherlands. Matteo flying for the final corner. It's not quite quick enough for pole position, but this could be crucial in terms of extending his championship lead come Grand Prix time. 9th for Matteo. Not really great, but he wasn't expecting qualifying to be stellar. Brando, one of the final few to finish here for the Ferrari. He was on pole last week in Silverstone. Is it going to be a miracle? No, but it's a second row start, and that's not far off.
Isn't far off indeed. Volakongen, not sure if he's on lap time. No, that is everyone done. Renz Thomassen has topped the session. It's Cameron Dowds in second, Brienne in third. It was 400ths of a second between them, swapping times with 3 minutes to go in the session. Only 100th of a second separating Renz Thomassen and Cameron Dowds. They are the top 2 on console right now. They have proved that with the top 2 here in qualifying. Very good from Renz Thomassen, of course, recently joining Team TF10. Now part of that setup, leaving ET8, of course, after last week's WR Legacy Division race. Now part of TF10 fold. And what an introduction that is for Team TF10 here in PSGL. Renz Thomassen out on top. Cameron Dowd in second, Rayen in third. The 3 that you would expect to be up there in qualifying. If you had Matteo, and unfortunately, unlike me, I've never put them in the pole pool again, down in P10, but it's the race where it matters.
It absolutely he is. Very bold to say that they're the top 2 on console when there is a man 19 points clearer than both in the standings, but that's a discussion for 5 minutes' time. Renz is on pole here at home. The Dutchman is looking to make it another race win this season. Currently, Renz Thomassen with only the 1 win to his name, and that, of course, was in the Lusail International Circuit. We'll have full confirmation of your results now, folks, and it is, of course, Renz Thomassen on pole for the Dutch Grand Prix. Cameron Dowds in second, Rayan in third. We'll say a real session of what could have been for Rayan. Made 2 big errors, 1 very costly. Brando then in fourth. Oscar, Casper Flack, Owen, Azim, Volakongen and Matteo rounds out your top 10. Max von der Geest, Dirk, Enzo, 11, 12 and 13. And it's Ryan and 14, Talles 15. The Alpha Gully, Ryder Dahl, Mustache, Marius and Barak, bottom of the order for the Haas team. Folks, we're going to debunk that qualifying and get ready for the Grand Prix in a couple of moments. And a big welcome back, folks, to PSGL. A big thanks, of course, to our titled sponsors, GT and Mega, as always, for their constant support here of the championship. We're going to do a subtle lean and, just show off an L logo there. Very interesting qualifying, James. But it was the man who we kind of expected to take it, took it.
Yeah, it was the man who I voted for on the pole poll, and I said to you before the live stream that he will get pole position. It was Renz Thomason in the end. Only 100th of a second, though, covering him and Cameron Dowd. I will reiterate my point that I said earlier on. They are the top two on console right now, and that has definitely been proven, I think, with that qualifying session. They are so strong. Normally in qualifying, Cameron Dowd's really been picking up his performances recently in qualifying. We saw it last week, of course, at Silverstone as well. And then Renz Thomason, he absolutely loves this track, and he has won around this track before in PSGL. Season 36 was his crown and glory. Matteo ended up winning the championship that season, however, though he finished second in the day. And then Flopman finished up third. Who's Flopman, by the way? We haven't heard of him in a good season and a half here in PSGL. They're down in third. But in the end, Renz Thompson took the win around here in season 36. He's got Cameron Dowds to play with here tonight. If any recent form is to go by, and I'll say this and once only, WRLAC division happened last week. Renz Thomason won, Cameron Dowds in sixth. If that's recent form to go by, Ren should be winning this.
Luke Humphries has him on the payroll, and I don't mean the darts player. But strategy, James, unfortunately not the most exciting thing ever in Zandvoort.
No, well, I watched PSF2 earlier on, and the front two were starting on a set of soft compounder tyres, so that might spice things up potentially. But in the end, most drivers shut up for a set of medium compounder tyres, then go to a set of hards, probably before the halfway stage in the race. If anybody decides to go for a set of soft compounder tyres, and that might be the case towards the end of the race, they can make around 14 or 15 laps around here if you are really good in terms of your tyres. So, for me, it's medium hards, mediums. Either of the strategies will work, but if you want to go outside of the box, don't do what PSF2 did and go on a set of soft compounder tyres, because I think they end up way further down the field.
Yeah, don't go for the Pirelli soft tyres, folks. Zandvoort, very, very interesting circuit. 4.259 kilometres, 2.646 miles. 14 listed corners. There's a few little kinks and curves included in that, of course. And it will be a 215-metre run for Renz Thomason to defend in towards the first corner. One of the shortest in Formula 1. The banked corner, of course, is 18 degrees. If you're wondering what that's like in relation to the motorsport world, that's bigger than the Indianapolis Motor Speedway's banking. I think Indianapolis is about 12-ish, thereabouts. It's a historic track for rivalries. James Hunt, Nicky Lauda have history around here. James won his first race in Zandvoort. Nicky won his last. So, will Renz win his last? Will Cameron win his last? I doubt it, but who knows? And the first ever Dutch Grand Prix was won by a bit of royalty. I don't mean James Head. It was the first Thai Prince, Prince Bira. Although James is PSGL royalty and has also won round here.
I have won around here, and it's in a league that's actually sadly dying off on this game, which is
like every league. Oh, whoops! Sorry, Cody's.
Ever. Yeah, but I have won around this track. I did pick up penalties, by the way, in that race win that I've actually had around here, and in the end, I ended up still winning by 2 seconds. So whether or not that makes me good, whether or not it makes me absolutely brilliant, whether or not it makes me these PSGL F1 not, remains to be seen. But what I can confirm, in PSGL royalty anyways, we have had plenty of royalty around here that has won. Always picked up a podium around here. Season 26, Matthias van Oven, taking the race win from Matthew Walder, and then NWS Christmas, funny enough, Christmas coming up next week. They're down in season 26. Duncan Hoffland took the win from Joost Noordijk and Casper Jensen there in season 28.
Wow.
Season 29, Joost Noordijk took the win from Duncan Hoffland in second, Jack Laverty in third. Season 30, Ismail Fassi won from Santeri Martikainen and Corne de Backer there finishing in third. Season 32, the last time we came here before season 36, Rowan took the race win. Rowan Bulwitt, of course, from Kai Kinch in second, Kazizel and Tom came here. Renz Thompson taking the win. Matteo in second. Flopman there in third. See, who needs World Darts Championship when you've got me as the fat guy?
James, give us a 180. Go for it.
I haven't got a dartboard, sorry.
Well, that's disappointing. That's very disappointing. We were looking for our usual bit of in-between quali and race madness, and James hasn't provided it. So sorry about that, folks. He's the disappointing one here, because we have a race to run, and we are heading to the grid now. Nice and sunny. afternoon/evening here in Zandvoort. No rain seems to be on the horizon. There's a bit of cloud cover, but I may not be a meteorologist, but it's looking like one of the nicer days in December.
Yeah, it's looking dry. That's what I can definitely say. I'm no meteorologist either, but I have a feeling it's going to be a dry race. Judging by the lack of comments that are coming through in Discord right now, I'm definitely saying it's going to be a dry race. There should be no threat of rain in this race either. If there is, it might come towards the end of the race. Of course, we're beside the North Sea, and we know how the rain can affect the North Sea. Coming in from the North Sea here at Zandvoort, we've seen it, of course, in 2020. Was it 2022 when it was very, very changeable around here, or was it 23?
It was 3, I think.
Yeah,
22, I think,
very
was a
changeable.
snooze fest.
Yeah, very changeable it was in 2023, and it made
Very fun.
racing very exciting around this track. Whether or not we see the racing getting exciting around here, whether or not we see a big old DRS train, though, remains to be seen.
Yeah, and James actually been corrected in our YouTube stream chat. Those who started on the softs finished 2nd and 4th in PSGL F2.
Oh.
So, there is maybe a little bit of diverse strategy on the horizon, but it is the last PSGL race before Christmas here for PSGL F1, I think. And
It is.
it is bound to be an exciting one. Matteo is looking to lead us into the new year as championship leader. He will do so, but by what margin? He starts down in 10th. His title rivals, Renz Tomasson and Cameron Dowds, are on the front row, and it could get very exciting into the first corner. They're both very, very even on pace, but you would tip Renz Tomasson for the race win. James, your prediction, very quickly.
I'm going boring. I'm going Renz Tomasson for the race win.
Renz Tomasson for the race win. We have 5 red lights here on the outskirts of Amsterdam, and Renz Tomasson on pole position as we go racing here in the Netherlands. Good race start from Cameron Dowds, but he won't get alongside. Brando looking for 3rd place in towards the first corner in the Ferrari, just looking to keep his nose on the inside. That becomes the inside for the next corner. Casper Flack losing places very quickly here. He's lost 2, 3. Owen and Oscar both able to make the move down the inside in towards the first corner. There's a car off in the background. It's last week's race winner Max van der Geest is off on the exit of turn number 3. Disaster for the Dutchman as he was potentially looking for another strong result and to build a bit of form.
Yeah, completely sideways, I think that was in the banking coming through turn number 4, and unfortunate for him, put him right down the back of the field. He has lost position as a result of that. There was also an incident, I think, with Mustache, who also lost a little bit of ground throughout the field, but everyone really, really good. Coming out through the middle sector split, Renz Tomasson leads the way, Cameron in 2nd, Rayan in 3rd, Brandon in 4th, then Oscar in 5th. Renz Tomasson's start, by the way, was absolutely pinpoint accurate, and he took 4/10 of a second nearly out of Cameron Dowds down in towards turn 1. The gap obviously is reduced now. Cameron Dowds there in 2nd. We're going to try and hunt him down. There is a little bit of DRS checking to be had around this track as well. Everyone is on a set of medium compound tyres, and that means, unlike the Cody strategy that's just popped up on my screen where it's a set of soft
Yep.
mediums, that is definitely not the case. Mediums should last you probably to around the halfway stage. Then you can either diverse it, pit in earlier, go for a set of hards, or go for a set of softs. As we see, moves further down the field, Barak and Marios, and also I think Owen eyeing up the back of Oscar through the banking.
Yeah, Cameron certainly hasn't been dropped by Renz on the opening lap. The DRS, of course, will play assistance to that as we go snaking through the hills of the Netherlands. One of very few here in Zandvoort. Cameron Dowds looking to just keep Renz under a tiny bit of pressure. They're all on the mediums, of course, as James said. Movers and shakers, your biggest mover was Ryder Dahl up 3. Max, of course, your biggest loser with that spin, exiting the first corner. Mustache down 2 as well, but that does mean his teammate Barak has been promoted 2 places, so a decent start there for the Hatsman and getting up a couple of spots. Owen, the only one in the top 10 who was able to gain a position, got ahead of Casper Flack. That's for 6th place, so the Irishman is looking to maybe get a first PSGL F1 podium here. They ran for the banking for the 2nd time. Cameron Dowds like a rocket ship on the tail of the Aston Martin, and he will just about get ahead. Fastest lap of the race goes for the 5th place man in the form of Oscar. There was a lunge from Owen in the backpack, but wasn't nearly close enough to go for the move on the Norwegian, and he will have to settle for 6th place for the time being. So new race leader here, but this first stint is going to be kind of dominated by a lot of shaking.
Yep, a lot of shaking, a lot of stirring, I think, out on track as well. Renz Tomasson very happy to sit there in 2nd position. Cameron Dowds there in 1st. You do not want to be leading, by the way, unless you're Renz Tomasson and being 3 seconds up the road by the end of this race, where I'm predicting it to be. If he's not, then you do not want to be leading on to the final lap of this race, because you are there to be shot at, very literally, around this track here at Zandvoort. Cameron Dowds leading the way though. Renz Thomason, slight snap of oversteer, coming through the left-hander there at turn number 10. Now running towards turns 11 and 12 once again. Ryan Brando very happy to just sitting behind everyone on the big old DRS train. Nothing really going to be happening, but honestly, if I'm looking at somebody that's quick right now, Brando was looking quick. On the back of Ryan looking quick on the back of Renz. It's all going to Constantine up for the lead. Brando, though, was looking close on the back of Ryan just before he made a mistake there, coming from banking as Renz once again set his sights on the back of Cameron, down in towards turn number 1. Casper Flack, Ryan and Dirk all sending fast slaps to the race there as well. Nothing happening down in towards turn 1, though.
Yeah, the first stint here is going to be kind of a waiting game, a management game. It's going to be F1 League Racing Manager pretty much here, because you just want to manage your tyres, manage your battery, manage your heart rate, manage your calmness, and just be nice and relaxed. Have a nice and gentle first stint. Don't get too over eager. Don't get too anxious to make moves. Just relax a little bit, and then the second stint is going to be hell for leather. So that's what the drivers are going to be trying to do a little bit here. Renz Thomason, though, is going to have his hand forced just a tad, because the thing is, if he doesn't overtake Cameron when he gets the opportunity, Ryan's going to nip by him. And then, if he doesn't overtake Ryan when he gets the opportunity, the next car will go past him. So, it is a bit of a balancing act if you're in the higher places, but if you're in the mid-pack, it's just about taking your time. It is the season of relaxing a little bit, and as much as that's usually not associated with motorsport, there's an element here.
Yeah, it is about taking your time, but I'm on board with Owen, and Owen's been all over the back of Oscar, quite literally nearly forced him through the banking at turn number 4, as Cameron once again sets the sights on Renz down and towards turn 1. Owen has looked really strong through this first sector split. Oscar was gapped about 0.6 of a second behind Brando, and in the end, Owen is right on the back of him, again into the banking. This is why it's so strong in this Red Bull. Coming to the left-hand of turn 3, now on the run up towards Sky Flack at turn number 7. Owen is looking particularly quick right now on Oscar, but at what cost? Because he is going off maybe in terms of his tyres later on in this race, or he could potentially lunge and move on the back of Oscar, and there's a big split happens between the front four allowed to get away, and Oscar is the real cork in the bottle. So potentially two scenarios could happen here. Owen on the back of Oscar could just lunge it to the inside line and force the move, which I think he's going to, judging by his judging by how he's approaching this race so far. Or he will be on the back of Oscar, just trying to just settle down and wait in behind. One of those two things are happening. Owen, though, if you're an Irish fan right now, like half of the commentary box here, Owen right now is looking very strong.
Yeah, there's definitely no bias, but there is, and Owen is going to be looking for the move here. He's got the battery button burning down towards the first corner, but he's not able to go for the move. Renz Thomason will go for the race lead, and Cameron is actually under a bit of pressure from Ryan. Ryan decided to make things interesting there and just position his car to the outside. That's compromised Cameron's run up the hill just a little bit, but in all honesty, Ryan, it was only a bit of a half effort heading into that first corner. Didn't fully commit to the move around the outside, so Cameron is able to get ahead. And I tell you what, Renz has got a great launch since he's got ahead of Cameron. Already half a second up the road. This is Ren's attempt to go for it. Doesn't want to burn too much battery, but if he could pull out a second, he'd be in a really good race position.
I've seen this happen before with Renz around this track as well, where he has actually gapped the driver for a second. He's made a mistake coming through turn number 9, gets caught in the grass, and Cameron Downs right back into play. There goes his chance to escape up the road. Renz Thomason absolutely caught rear ending there on the grass, really caught that curb, but really caught the car very nicely indeed. Cameron Downs on the flying Scotsman's all over him like a hot rash on a Sunday evening. Now coming from the right-hand turn 13 into the right-hand turn number 14. Ryan right on the back of this as well, and Renz is an absolute sitting duck potentially down the straight here, because Cameron Downs is going to breeze past him. Ryan can maybe make a 3 wide down in towards turn 1 as well. He goes for the move on Renz, and all of that has now put Renz potentially down in third position. Ryan up on the inside line. Hand of rage there from Ryan. Renz Thomason just barges past as if nobody cares. Renz into second. Ryan there in third. Renz very lucky not to have lost any more positions.
Very, very lucky indeed. That was a bit of a blunder heading in towards turn number 10, but all will settle down and Renz will remain in second place. I don't think Ryan's going to be too happy about that. He was kind of just giving a bit of a shoulder entering in towards the third corner of this circuit, and was just kind of brushed off by Renz Thomason. Ryan is definitely a contender in this one, even if his race form is not something to write home about. Definitely is still a contender. It was very hard done by last week in Silverstone, because of that late race puncture. Second last lap of the race, Rayan did pick up a puncture, and that was utterly disappointing. But we will see. He is still in this, and Rennes has got to consider that. He can't just barge him out of the way like that. And Rayan will come back fighting twice as hard. Brando as well in fourth here might be looking for the move on Rayan himself. It is a very TF10 dominated race leader fight for the moment, but none of them making moves on each other.
Yeah, nobody making moves on each other. Oh, and again, very deep in towards turn number 1 on the back of Oscar there. There's a lot of moves happening further down the field. Max von der Geest there dropping behind, and Mustache and Barak, so the Hassel boys now ahead of the Williams. Great run out of the banking by Owen once again, but again, cannot get close enough to the back of Oscar. Oscar just slams that door shut, stops the move from happening. The Irishman is looking very, very quick. Azim, all of a sudden, looking very, very quick there in 8th position as well. On the back of Casper Flack, somebody that isn't, however, there was Alpha Gully. Sea Gully, as we call him, of course, here in the commentary box these days. But right beside the North Sea, currently he is soaring down in 17th position, and he's more looking like a flop right now than he is soaring to new heights. He has dropped 2 positions, actually, behind Rodadol and Marios on the recent lap. But Cameron Dowd's leading the way. Rennes there in second, Rayen there in third. Rayen all of a sudden now looking quick. On the back of Rennes, red fuel light flashing on the back just indicates maybe they're running a little bit low on fuel. Rennes on the back of Cameron though. Is he going to attempt the move? Cameron gets a 3.5 tenth gap coming through the banking. On the run now down towards turn number 1. Rennes is coming, breezing past down the straight. The easiest overtake you'll see all night. Rennes Thomason back to the front.
Yeah, it's a fairly simple one, that. Not too strenuous, not too difficult for Rennes Thomason. Lap 9 of 36 here in the Dutch Grand Prix. If you're enjoying the action, please consider a subscription to the PSGL YouTube channel. Let us know your thoughts on the Grand Prix so far in the YouTube stream chat. We'd love to know your thoughts on the racing action. Let us know who you're supporting, whose fan club you are a part of. And I tell you what, everybody is part of the Rennes Thomason fan club these days. He's been phenomenal in a league racing scene as a whole. He's been very good here tonight in Zandvoort so far, and once again 0.6 of a second ahead of Cameron Dowds. This time doesn't make a mistake through turn 10.
No, he doesn't, and Cameron Dowds now has to react to this, because you do not want to let Rennes Thomason get 8-9 tenths of a second away, be on the borderline of VRS being deployed. Cameron Dowds there makes a mistake coming through turn number 12. Rennes has got the opportunity to go away, but I don't think he will. I don't think this is his race plan. His race plan is to just try and draw out Cameron Dowds, Rayen, Brando in behind. You'll see Cameron trying to attempt to move down and towards turn 1, but he's not going to. He's just going to hang back for now down in towards turn 1. There is a move potentially happening further down the field. Mateo on the back of Volakongan was looking quite close in towards turn 1. Nothing really happening though coming through turn 1. But back in towards banking though. This is where it all really Constantine is up, and it's from Brando, who has a really poor exit ahead, all the way down to where I think Mateo is and Volakongan is. They have such good runs. Azim, for example, is right on the back of Casper Flack coming up the hill. If I was him, and if I was Azim, I'd be honestly trying to go for the smooth and trying to get past, because Casper Flack is looking slow as anything right now. Azim isn't. Azim looks so good through that first sector, he can overtake at any point. But he is holding back slightly, and I'd like to see Azim maybe force a move on the back of Casper Flack.
I'd like to see a little bit more aggression as a whole. It's kind of like watching a marble race now. They're all just following the same lines. Shout out Marble League, if you know, you know. Yeah, they're all just following the same lines. I'd like to see a little bit more aggression. Get through this field. Do something. Make your name stand out. That's where the best drivers come from in PSGL. You heard James read a load of names. The reason we know all them names is because they tried to stand out. Cameron Dowds is one of them standout names, and he's going for the race lead past Rennes Thomason. Rayan is looking to become a standout name, and he's going for the move on Rennes Thomason. If you hit him, he'll come back and fight you harder. And Rayan is ahead into that same corner. He was pushed out of the way in. It is a Alpine Orbi 1-2 here in the Netherlands.
It is, but Rennes Thomason was not happy there at all, because Rennes round into the back of Rayen. Rayen again not happy. These two are gonna get a little bit personal, I think, between each other,
Good.
and that could benefit Cameron Dowds.
Good,
ahead,
it's a competition.
That gap's 4 tenths of a second. What I'm gonna go into the point of though is Rennes on the back of Rayen. These two are in the same esports scene, so are they managing that? They've got to be managing their own races, because otherwise they'd be colluding like anything around here. But Rennes on the back of Rayen, 2 tenths of a second the gap. This could threaten Cameron Dowds to get away by a second if these two begin to get a little bit personal between them both. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see them get personal but not take it too much over the line. Cameron Dowds, though, is in a real opportunity here. With Ryan and Renz in behind, the cloud cover beginning to build over the circuit as well, I've just noticed. Coming through, down and towards someone, Renz, setting the sights on the back of Ryan. Cameron Dowds trying to cover off now to the inside line. Renz has got nowhere to go. Ryan around the outside, maybe on Cameron Dowds, and in the end, what looked a nigh on certain move from Renz doesn't happen, and Ryan there in second, Renz there in third. Now it's beginning to get spicy.
That's a cracking bit of defending from Ryan. He just positioned himself so that Renz would have to box himself in to go for the move. And then, of course, Ryan can just carry the momentum around the outside. Renz would be too worried that he'd hit Cameron in front. And Ryan didn't have to worry about that, hung it around the outside. Really good stuff from Ryan. And now this is the bit of fight we want to see. They're no longer marbles, they're marbles with swords. And Ryan is looking to just stay in front of Renz to Masson. PSGL stewards emphasising the lack of support you're allowed to have for your esports teammate. If you're not really supposed to act as a team in this competition. It is a single driver competition in reality. Of course, you have the constructors as well, but there's never been a huge emphasis put on that by the competitors here in PSGL. So Ryan and Renz will be fighting. Here comes Renz to Masson, going for the move in towards turn number 1 again. He's into the slipstream, not burning the battery, not close enough alongside. And this is allowing Brando and the rest of the bunch to close back right in. The interesting thing here is all 20 cars still within this train. We've had no one lose a huge amount of time, apart from Max van der Geest at the race start, but he's done a good enough job to stay with us here.
Yeah, he has, and honestly, track position around this track could be absolutely anything. So he could see drivers further down the field. If they want to go for centre hole compounded tyres, now would be probably the perfect time to actually pit in and go for centre hole compounded tyres towards the end of the race. We may see it, drivers on the set of mediums go beyond the halfway stage. That is definitely perceivably possible. But I'm looking at the likes of Ryan further down the field, the likes of Enzo, for example. They're down in 13th. Who had no practice, by the way, coming into tonight, and is down there in 13th. I'm looking at those guys sort of try and pull the trigger first, then go in for centre hole compounded tyres, then get the track position over the field, because everyone's in a big old DRS train right now. Enzo, Ryan, if any of them further down the field, especially in the bottom half of the field, if any of them pull the trigger, track position will be absolutely everything. As Ryan makes a mistake coming out of the banking, Ren sets his sights on him once again, down in towards turn number 1. Is he going to breeze past him? No! Tries to part the Red Sea to the inside line. It's 3 wide through turn number 1. Cameron Downs shuts the door completely there on Renz, completely on Ryan. Now they're side by side through the banking, and Renz backs out. Ryan there in second, Renz there in third, beginning to get spicy in behind as well. Oscar trying to look for the move on the back of Owen, Owen on the back of Brando, very close to a little bit of contact. Azim looking for the move on Casper Flack, running up the hill in towards Sky Flack at turn number 7. Nobody's going to be going off here. Cameron Downs leads the way. Great defensive driving once again. That got a little bit hot in mouth though.
Bravo, Rayan, because this is excellent. He's not giving up the position like the others have, and he's still managing to save his battery at the same time. He won't go down without a fight. Lap 14 of 36. We might see a couple of pit stops fairly soon. Although the way this race has gone, I imagine a lot of them are going to be trying to wait for the soft compound tyres. James predicts they can do about 14-15 laps. So we might see drivers just hang about for another few laps at least. Cameron Dowds, 0.4 of a second in the lead of this race. His race lead came under pressure the last time round. It's not under as much pressure now. Rayan, however, absolutely is. And here we go down the main straight once again. Rayan goes for the outside this time. Renz once again boxed in. Rayan is utilising Cameron's presence exceptionally here tonight. He is going for the outside and pretty much creating a barrier at the apex of turn number 1. A barrier that is undestroyable for Renz to Masson.
Yeah, and Renz actually had a front lock up there in towards the bank at turn number 3. Just neatly put him into the back of Ryan. Lost him a little bit of time up the hill now through Sky Flack. Ryan gets forced out wide. Though with the dirty air coming through turn number 7. Now to the right hand of turn number 8. Don't expect drivers to get on caught on the outside. There goes Owen for the line. 4P4 in the background. The Red Bull and the Ferrari side by side. I think Brando got caught slightly out on the outside curb. Owen now tries to go all the way around the outside, but the Italian shuts the door shut. The recent sign into Team TF10. Brando goes into fourth. Owen there in 5th. Oscar there in 6th. Azim again on the back of Casper Flack, looking for the move in towards the banking, in towards turn number 11 and 12 at the grandstand section. Cameron Downs still leads the way. Ryan there in 2nd, Renz there in 3rd. Still, nobody has decided to come into the pit lane. Whether or not they see something towards the end of the race remains to be seen. Rayen now setting his sights on the back of Cameron, using the overtake mode up to good effect, pulls the inside line. It's hardly a gap there, to be honest, from Rayen, but he gets the move done. Rayen is driving his socks off this race so far.
Yeah, really great performance from Rayan so far last season in PSF1. He picked up 2 podiums, and I tell you what, he's driving very, very well this evening here in the RB and might just take another one. Only the 1 podium for Rayan so far. That was in the season opener in Australia, and since then, races haven't been his strong suit, but tonight, he really is doing well, and I'm hoping that's not a commentator's curse in time to come. We still have over halfway to go in this race. It has been an exciting one at the front of you, a little bit stale in the mid-pack, but strategy is going to spice that one up nicely. It's currently Rayan, Cameron, Renz, Brando right on the back of Renz in front. This could get very interesting if the Ferrari was to jump ahead of the Aston Martin. Owen in 5th, and Oscar, Casper Flack, Azim, Volakongan and Matteo. The 2 McLarens have just swapped positions for 16th. Alpha Gully just getting ahead of Tales. It's currently a no score for them here tonight in Zandvoort. Tales losing almost another position here to Mustache, as there is Rayan. I thought he was going to pit. It's going to be free wide in towards turn number 1. Renz Tomassen's going to go the long way about it. He's going to break latest to the free as well and just try hang it round the outside. Yes, has the grip on the outside line. Some might say it's local knowledge. The Dutchman is ahead here on lap 17. Incredible bravery. He had had enough of being outdone in the wheel-to-wheel.
Yeah, and in the end, full credit there to Rayen for backing out of that, because that have easily ended up in a car crash down in towards turn 1 of Tarzan. And again, Rayen gets forced out wide there by the dirty air. Brando right on the back of him, coming now through the right-hand return right into the right-hand return number 9. Brilliant driving by all 3 of them there. Cameron Dowds positioned his car perfectly. Renton Thomason positioned his car perfectly. Went around the outside, got half a car length on Cameron Dowds. Never going to come back from that when you've got Renton Thomason half a car length ahead. Rayen, though, was the big one, I think, in all of that. He decided to back out, and that, honestly, made the battle even better, because Rayen could have easily forced it to the inside line. He could have easily put his car to the inside there and forced Cameron Dowds and Renz out wide. They could have ended up in the gravel as a result. In the end, though, Rayen backed out of that. Brilliant driving from him. He's in the perfect seat, right in the house right now, down in 3rd. Nothing going to happen this lap around. Rayen, at this moment in time, for me, is driving absolutely brilliantly. He's driving best out of the front 3 right now.
Renz Tomasson as well in 1st. He has pulled off some unbelievable overtakes this season. A double move into Maggots and Beckett's last week in Silverstone. A double move around the outside through turn 1 in Zandvoort. And you probably wouldn't even consider his best attribute being wheel-to-wheel racing, but really has done superb. There's been a lot of good performances here tonight, but only one can win. We will still keep fighting for that one. It is not over for a long time. And even if one of these fell out of contention, even if 2 of these fell out of contention, there is 18 drivers behind them waiting to snatch this one. We have a couple of schisms in the field. Ryan has fallen 1.1 behind Dirk. Barak has fallen 1.3 behind his teammate Mustache, but that's about it. We're all in contention still. Rayan probably isn't going to be too fond of what happened on the last lap, or 2 laps ago I should say. He's going to be looking for this move once again.
He is, but I think he's too far back. I think Cameron Dowds could go for the back of Renz, but I think Rayen is surely too far back. He could come under pressure from Brando and behind as well. There is a move happening further down the field. There's an overtake down in towards turn 1. No, there's not. Azim's into the back of Enzo. Sorry, not into the back of Enzo. Into the back of Casper Flack even. The other kick Sauber is into the pit lane. Enzo and Ryan. Both of them are going for a set of soft compounded tyres. At least Ryan is. He's on a set of softs. Enzo is into the pit lane. Is he going set of softs as well? Yes. Set of soft compounded tyres on the car. Not surprised that they've done that. They are trying to get track position later on in this race. They could gain anywhere between 2 and 5 seconds around this track. So that really pays a lot. Enzo's got a penalty for speeding into the pit lane 3 seconds after his time. Ryan looks like he's had a front wing change, I think, down in 20th. He must have done. He's lost 4 seconds to the back of Enzo, even though they pitted at the same time.
So, undercut been activated by Sauber and Red Bull. They've both gone for the softs. It's Enzo and Ryan who are running near the back of the order, who have gone for it. Rayan is... Rayan is losing a little bit through that sector to Cameron. He's on the battery button once again. I wonder will any of the top three dive for the pit lane? They won't. Cameron is going to try and go for the move in towards turn number 1. Rayanne's going to try and make it a showpiece once again. And Rayanne's going to go down the inside of Rens Thomason and down the inside of Cameron Dowds. Oh, he released the brake and had a lunge on Cameron. Doesn't quite get it done. Really was a spectacle in towards the first corner. Few more pitters. Azim, championship leader Matteo, Dirk, Borak, Alpha Gully.
Yep, all of them in, all of them for set us off compound tyres as well. Ren's actually made a little bit of contact with Cameron, which is why both of them got forced out wide, which is why you saw Rayanne on the inside line attempting the move on the back of Cameron. That was all because of Ren's having a slight bit of contact with the back of Cameron's rear end and then forcing them both out wide for Rayanne to try to snatch up the inside line, get the move done at least on Ren's this time around. Could have easily got the move done on Cameron Dowds, but he didn't. Everyone on the set of soft compound and tyres, by the way, Enzo was gained 1 position, and I mean 1 position on Alpha Gully out of all of that. Ryan has lost positions as a result of his potential front wing change. He must have had a front wing change.
Yeah,
They're down at 19th, Barack there in 20th as well. Cameron Dowd still leading the way. Is this where the front guys now begin to bail and pit in? Cameron Dowds, no. Rayanne, yes. Rayanne is into the pit lane. May have to get the car stopped.
Oh, no.
He doesn't. 10-second penalty. Speed in the pit lane. I saw that from a mile away. He was never going to get that car stopped into the pit lane. Rayanne, 10-second penalty. It's his own downfall that hurt him.
Oh, Rayanne. And yeah, like you said, James, we were on board here in the stream, or, well, myself and then you folks at home, of course, as a consequence of that. He was never getting it stopped. That's a blunder and a half from Rayanne. Owen has lost a good few places as well here in the pit stops. Doesn't have a penalty though, so he can try work his way through the field. But your provisional leader is still Rayanne, has a 10-second time penalty. Other than that, it is the young Turkishman of Azim who is in the provisional race lead. And I tell you what, this would be something else if he was able to win this one. But it's still very early days. We have a lot of the top guys yet to pit. They might be undone by the undercut though. Cameron Dowds and Rens heading for the final sector now. Cameron is actually backing up the field a little bit through here. That might do his teammate wonders. Let's see, do they pit this lap though? Surely have to cover off this undercut.
They're going to, but look where they're going to end up. They're going to be right beside Matteo with Dirk, I think, coming out of the pit lane. Rens is speeding into the pit lane. Gets the car stopped just about. Brando Volokogan
To be fair, if he sped into the
is
pit
staying
lane,
out.
he would hit Cameron. So it's probably a good thing that he didn't. Otherwise, we would have had total chaos.
Where they're going to come out, though, this is going to be the big thing. I think they're coming out exactly where Matteo is and Azim is. There they are, right-hand side, coming down the straight towards turn 1. Cameron Dowds is coming out behind Dirk, behind the likes of Oscar, maybe behind Casper Flack as well, is he? Casper Flack's on the outside line of him, and he is behind Cameron Dowds. Look at that track position. Track position is everything around this track, and look at the undercut that Azim, Matteo, Dirk have all done on the guys that pitted in this lap around and last lap around. Matteo, all of a sudden, is in the best seat in the house because he's there in the net third. Max von der Gies and Rodadell still yet to pit in. They're going to be way further down the field. The guys on the fresh set of softs are going to be good toward the end. Track position, there was everything around this track. And Matteo, right now, has done exactly what I expect them to do. Go for the undercut on the guys, his nearest championship rivals. And look where they are. They're in net 8th and 9th right now, Cameron and Reds.
The only thing is, James, you said before the race, and you usually stick to your guns, that softs could do 14 laps. Is the differential going to be that big in 2 laps?
Maybe so. I'm not sure. Max von der Gies has just sped into the pit lane as well. Rodadell looks like he might be going definitely set us off towards the end of the race. Azim on the back of Rayanne. Is he going to close up for the move down in towards turn 1? No. Very, very happy and very content to set him behind for now. Rodadell still leading the way. That gap is going to consistently come down. Rodadell may choose to stay out, bring potentially the likes of Casper Flack into play as well. Cameron, by the way, got the move on Casper Flack. I'm not sure if we mentioned that. Down in towards turn 1. Job done for him. He is through and he's into 8. Oscar right on the back of Owen as well. Running up the hill. Rens Thomason move on Casper Flack as well. Really opportunistic up the hill, I've got to be honest. Does Casper Flack have damage on that wide Solen plate?
I'm not sure, but Cameron got past him with ease as well. I think Casper might just be letting them through and trying to run his own race. Casper's goal for this season, I think, is just points. As of right now, will score points. And probably he feels that he has a better chance in this race to fight Brando, to fight Alpha Gully, than to fight with the championship contenders. And it's a very mature and smart approach, I think. definitely a wise head on young shoulders, is Casper Black, and I commend him for that.
Rodadol into the pit lane, and Azim sets his sights on the back of Rayen. Mateo setting his sights on the back of both of them. Go to the inside line, Mateo. Go for the double move in towards turn 1, and it's a BSC. And that is why, because I think Marios and Ryan have had a collision running down the straight, down in towards turn number 1. Both of them bailing into the pit lane. Ryan's got a front wing. Ryan doesn't have a front wing. Marios is into the pit lane as well. He doesn't have a front wing either. That's why the VSCs is deployed. Tellers they're down in 18th position as well. Marios getting held in the pit lane. 10-second penalty I think he's picked up as well. He's definitely getting held in the pit lane here. Still getting held. It's a very long 10-second penalty that he had, and he's going to be coming out behind Ryan. Ryan's out of his pit box. Marios only getting his front wing changed right now. Ryan is past him, and Marios is down in the back of the field. That's why the VSC was deployed. Brings everyone together. Good news, I think, if you're the guys on an older set of compounded tyres, Azim, Mateo, Dirt, because you get maybe 2% back off the tyres.
Yeah, you can... Any moment not ran at full racing speed will benefit them. We're not going to upgrade to a full safety car. We will remain under the VSC, and we'll be going back racing fairly soon. The culprits in this incident have all been fixed up, and they are repaired way down the field, but they do have nice and fresh Formula 1 cars to play around with for the remaining 12 laps. We've had no drive-through shenanigans. We have had a race leader caught napping Rayan around the outside, as is Mateo. Owen looking for the inside here in the Williams. The Red Bull a little bit boxed in. This is very, very precarious for Owen in 5th place, and he will not get the move done on another home hero in the form of Dirk. We'll have to wait for another lap round.
Cameron Dowd's trying to go around the outside of us. Through the banking as well. These two are title rivals. These two are directly in contact with each other, and they're still side by side run up the hill in towards Skyflack at turn number 7. Cameron Dowd shooting a force Oscar off the outside line. He does. Renz Thomason tries to get through as well. Marvellous driving by the Flying Scotsman. Renz gets through as well. Oscar hung out to dry. Brilliant racing by Cameron. That's why he's the Flying Scotsman. That's why I back him up as one of the best on console, producing the move around the outside of Skyflack of all places. Job done. Booney's into 6th. Ren's there in 7th. Oscar hung out to dry.
Yeah, they've made a championship rival look like an absolute fool there, and that's going to be a shot in the foot for Oscar's confidence, disappointingly, because that is a brilliant bit of racing from both of them. Rayan leads the Grand Prix by 0.5 of a second, but he does have a 10-second penalty that will dump him out of the points as it stands. Mateo in 2nd, Azim in 3rd. Here comes Owen once again on the back of Dirk. Gonna try the outside this time. He's broke very, very, very late. Gets it stopped just about. Oh, he's almost got alongside. That would have been something, as he has got alongside. How in the name of everything has that worked out for the Red Bull? My goodness me. Looking for the slipstream. No, has to back out of that one. That would have been ridiculous if he had gone for the move there. I tell you what, this is getting all a little bit hectic.
It is, and I tell you what, Cameron Dowd and Renz were very lucky there, because Owen could have easily came into the path of both of them, and there goes Cameron Dowd to the inside line, and Owen makes contact, never going to pull that one off, and he now looks to the inside line through turn number 9. This is why Cameron Dowd is one of the best on console, but he has got his elbows out in the past, and it's come back to bite him. And this could come back to bite him, because he's got Renz Thomason right on the back of him, coming out through the right-hand turn number 11 and 12. Rayen leads the way, Mateo in 2nd, Azim there in 3rd. Rayen you can forget about, 10-second penalty. Is that removable? Possibly not by the stewards, but Rayen at the moment in time is currently leading the way. Mateo sets his sights on him though, down in towards turn number 1. The Italian stallion looks the inside line, down in towards turn 1. Job done for him, as Azim going to go for the move as well on Rayen. Very late on the brakes, the Turk goes to the inside line on the French Algerian, tries to pull off the move, now to the inside line through turn number 2. Coming down, and no one are getting very leery. The Gaelic fighting behind the Irishman and the Scotsman, going off into each other. Mateo leads the way, Rayen and Azim still side by side, briefly running up the hill in towards Skyflack. Rayen in 2nd, Azim there in 3rd. These guys are going to give me a heart attack before this race is over.
Remember when I said earlier that the first bit was going to be nice and relaxed, and then it's just going to be all around chaos? I wasn't exactly wrong, was I? I tell you what, this is something else. This is a cracker here in Zandvoort. And if you're enjoying it, folks, remember, please pop a subscription on the PSGL YouTube channel if you can. Owen has defended off the Scotsman for 2 laps at least, but he needs to get a hurry on and get past one of Cameron's former PSF2 fellow compatriots in the form of TF10 Dirk, because Dirk is in front And he's almost acting as a little bit of a stopgap for Owen and Cameron to attack the race leaders here. Down towards the first corner. Matteo in the race lead, still championship leader. Rayan under pressure from Azim. And ETA Azim is going to look for the move around to the outside. He is boxed in, and Owen's now gone for it on Dirk. And that's is probably his best effort on Dirk. He will. Oh, there's contact made between the two. But the Red Bull's still alongside. He's going to have to go the long way around the outside. But Dirk is boxed in, and there's contact made between someone. Who could it be? Because they're all side by side. Owen has got the job done on Dirk finally. Azim is not ahead of Rayan, and the Alpine still in third.
It's Dirk that's got the right side end plate damage. He went into the back, I think, of Azim, if I'm not mistaken. Now he's absolutely hung out to dry because Cameron Dowd forced him off track through turn number 8. Has to take escape road nearly off to the left-hand side. Dirk should just get out of the way at this point and just fall into the gap behind Casper Flack, I think, at this point. But he's going to try and fight for every single position out on track. Dirk, very, very angry, I've got to say there. I'm sure at Azim, it all Constantine up through the banking. That has had a brilliant effect, though, for Cameron Dowd, Renz, Brando, Oscar, all in behind. They've got Dirk out the way. He's now behind Casper Flack there, down in 10th. He'll be dropping down the field. Wouldn't be surprised, actually, if he retires out of the race. Matteo, though, leads the way. Rayan in second, Azim in third. Cameron Dowd in the battle of the Gaelics on the back, running down the straight, down in towards turn number 1. The Scotsman sets the sight on the back of the Irishman. Is he going to look for the move? Rayan looking for the move on Matteo. Very late on the brakes from Cameron Dowd. How's he got that car stopped? Owen on the outside line is still there, though, the Irishman. Now to the inside line through the bank into turn number 3. Are they going to end up in contact again? Azim with a slight slide on the inside line, and Rayan tries to pull off the move. That's an absolute wondrous move from Cameron Dowd. And now Renz is getting in the fight as well. Up the hill. We've seen it before with Cameron Dowd. Now we're seeing it again with Renz. Inside line through Sky Flack. Owen falls out to dry. Brilliant racing. Zandvoort's the race of the season at the minute, but Tail leads the way. Rayan in second. Azim in third. Cameron Dowd's again on the back of Azim looking for the move. Cannot find the move stick. They're both teammates in this competition in PSGL. Cameron Dowd looks for the switchback. Doesn't get the move done. Marvellous racing. Don't care what they say. This race is absolutely bloody brilliant.
That man didn't even lock his brakes into the first corner. And I was convinced his brakes failed. That's how late he brakes. I thought it was all over. I thought he'd wiped out 3 cars. Say goodbye to your championship. You're being banned. No, he's just a genius at the wheel. He is a young Einstein in a Formula 1 car. Cameron Dowd's now burning the battery. Still has Renz Tomasin right behind him. He doesn't get a breathing minute here. Rayan goes for the race lead. Azim follows him through. Matteo looks for the switchback. Cameron hits the back of the Ferrari. And I'm hoping there's no damage there. Brando's having some problems and has fallen behind Oscar. Here goes Renz Tomasin down the inside. Doesn't work out against his championship rival. These two have been scrapping all evening so far, and they don't plan on letting that go. Cameron ahead for the time being. Remember, Rayan has a big penalty, but that doesn't mean his existence should not be counted for, because he's a big troublemaker in this fight for the race win. He's got nothing to lose. Everybody else has.
There was carbon fibre flying away from one of the cars. It's Owen that's got the damage. Right side end plate damage on that car. Oscar now looking for the inside line of him. Audacious, if anything, going in towards turn 11. Oh, Casper Flack just makes it look ordinary. To the inside line through turn 11. Brando there getting forced out of dry again. And Brando there in 9th has had his fair share and been roughed up quite a lot in this race on this previous lap. Rayan leads the way. Azim in second, Matteo in third. Here comes Cameron Dowd on the back of Matteo. The 2 title rivals about to go battling out. Down in towards turn number 1. Is Cameron late on the brakes once again? Not as late as this time, but he puts Matteo hung out to dry on the outside line. Cameron there on the inside, Matteo on the outside, coming through the right-hand turn number 2. Now through the left-hand turn number 3 at the banking. Matteo's still there on the inside line. Cameron Dowd has the traction. Cameron Dowd is 9 star in the Formula 1 car. He's doing his third. Renz on the back of these guys as well. Championship fight well and truly alive. But you know what, Evan? They're right beside each other out on track. It's even better.
No, James, he's a young Einstein in a Formula 1 car. He's a young Einstein.
Renz has got damage.
Renz
has got damage. Right side end plate damage. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
right
yeah, no, he's missing that. He is missing that. And that is a big issue for Renz Tomasin. That's a very large issue, in fact. A major issue, some would say. Because his end plate's gone. And is his race win chances, potentially. It would need a miracle to win it from here. He's going to keep with it and try pick up as many points as he can. But that could potentially be a championship fight gone as well for Renz. Because his two rivals are both in front of him here, James. This is disastrous.
And we've seen directly what's happened with Dirk. Dirk's there out of the points, down 11th position. Could Rennes follow the same suit as well? Rayan inside line on the back of Azim gets the job done for the race lead. Azim there in second, Cameron Dowd's third, Mateo in fourth, Casper Flack and Owen are side by side coming through the right-hand return number 2 now as well. The Red Bull and the Kick Sauber about to go battling it out once again. Casper Flack though doesn't get the up and under on the banking through turn number 3, but in the end might try and get the run up the hill in towards Sky Flack at turn number 7 even, coming up the hill in towards turn 7. Casper Flack looks the inside line briefly. Owen with that damaged car is literally a rolling roadblock in the way right now. Casper Flack needs to try and get this move done. It's not going to happen this time around, maybe down in towards turn number 1, but Rennes beginning to struggle. Oscar in behind him needs to get ahead of Rennes to stay within the title fight. This is great news if you're Mateo and Cameron right now, because you're looking behind, you've seen Rennes damage and you're thinking, right, Rennes there in fifth, he's got no chance. He may as well not even keep up with this battle. And Cameron Dowds and Mateo's just probably looking to each other and thinking, right, let's get on with it.
No, we should always keep up with this battle. You never know what's going to happen in a motorsport event. You never know what's going to happen here in PSGL F1. And although all hope might be lost for Rennes, who is losing another place to Oscar here, definitely should keep fighting for the points. Cameron Dowd's going for the inside on Rayan. He wants to taste first position once again. Won't get it done this time round, however. There is a Ferrari losing a couple of spaces as Casper Flack has just got past Owen. All the attention on the race win battle, but definitely some attention post-race needs to be drawn to Casper Flack's unbelievable performance here so far at his home race in PSGL F1. Oscar looking for the move on Mateo. Won't happen. Oscar may be looking for a little bit of revenge on the double move that happened to him earlier. The Norwegian is a really, really good racing driver and wants that reputation to remain, not the man who got double overtaken to the Sky Flag by Rennes and Cameron.
Yeah, Mateo's tyres now beginning maybe to fall off the cliff, and this is bringing Oscar now directly into play, potentially with his Yazoo teammate just ahead of him, and Cameron Dowds there in third. Of course, they're not the same in the same team here in PSGL. PSF1 will absolutely stress that until the Cats come home down there in fifth. Oscar at the minute. But he is doing a fantastic job. Cameron Dowds setting the sight on Rayan. Rayan on the back of Azim. Cameron Dowds pulls the outside line. Is the blind Scotsman going to wait him behind? Yes, he does. Rayan and side by side through turn number 1. Rayan around the outside. Azim on the inside line. Going to try and block Cameron Dowds in at the pass. Cameron might get up the inside line through turn number 3 of the banking. Now through turn number 4. Tries to get the move done. The flying Scotsman is wondrous again. Azim gets the traction up the hill. Coming in towards Sky Flack in turn number 7. Cameron Dowds though outmuscles his way on his teammate. Gets through and he's into second. He is all over the back of Rayan now. He's got that 10-second penalty. Cameron Dowds is an absolute genius.
Up and ahead is the Alpine. Azim then in third. This is still a really good performance from the young man. He's got more battery than Cameron by the skin of his teeth, but does have more battery. Mateo's got a bucket to burn. He's on almost maximum, heading on to the back straight. And we're going to be heading on to the penultimate lap of this PSGL race, and this has really been fantastic. It really is a great way to spend your Monday, isn't it, these races? My goodness me, has this been an impressive showing from a lot of drivers, and Cameron is going to take the race lead here. These guys have got to try to follow him. Rayan will lose out in towards turn number 1, probably the most timid he's been all day. Azim doesn't go for it as well. He's going to actually stick a wheel up the inside now, is the young Turkishman, and he might be able to go for this one. No, doesn't. Backs out of it. And the former PSF4 race winner just stays in third place. Mateo there in fourth. Don't rule him out for a podium chance at least.
Yeah, and don't rule Oscar out for podium chance at least as well. He has got more Mateo's got more ERS than Oscar right now, but Oscar looks like he's got the tyres compared to Mateo. Even though it's a lap difference, they're about 5% difference around this track, so Oscar has got the gap towards there as Casper Flack lunges on the back of Rennes, trying to go for that move on that very much idle Aston Martin, who is ahead of him right now out on track. We're going on toward the final lap of the race though. Cameron Dowds leads the way. Has he now escaped up the road? 0.5 of a second. He keeps that gap. Coming now through in toward Aaron Lundijk in and out of turns 14. This will be him going for the race win down in towards turn number 1. Rayan is 6.5 tenths behind. No chance to catch up. Cameron Dowds has got this going on to the final lap of the race.
Yes, usually last laps of the race decide the race win here in PSGL, but Cameron Dowds has done a stellar job. Azim is going for second in towards turn number 1, won't be able to do so. Casper Flack gets ahead of Renz, and he might be the top Dutchman here at home. He's going to show up to Masson, who has a little bit of damage. Cameron's not home and dry just yet. 0.3 of a second separating himself and Rayan. Azim there in third as well. Just going to try and keep Matteo behind and do an almighty job for his teammate. Oscar's going to try and change the narrative of this race. He's in fifth, but it's looking very slim for anyone to take this one off Cameron Dowds. In towards turn number 8, turn number 9, and then turn number 10. There's one half overtaken opportunity. Cameron's had a little bit of a wobble, in fairness. His first error in what feels like a decade. Exiting onto the final straight. There's going to be no changes of position here. They're all too spaced out for the first time in an absolute age. Cameron Dowds rounding in through Hans Ernst Bock. He's going to enter a banking named after a motorsport legend. I tell you what, this man is a sim racing legend already. He's finished third 4 times this season. His patience is what won him races. It was his elbows being out today, and he really is Einstein in a racing car. He's also the winner of the Dutch Grand Prix here in season 38. Incredible. Championship fight is back on. Alpine are 1-2.
Absolutely marvellous from Cameron Dowds. In the end, he is absolutely wondrous in a Formula 1 car. And in the end, he absolutely proved that. You were right in saying that. He got his elbows out, and he had to frankly get his elbows out in a track like Zandvoort. You cannot overtake around here without maybe making a little bit of contact in the dream. Cameron Dowds went around the outside of Sky Flack, went around the inside of Sky Flack, and I think Sky Flack's going to be getting named Cameron Dowds' corner right now, I think, out on track, because it was just absolutely marvellous driving in the end. He took everyone to the cleaners tonight, and in the end, the Flying Scotsman comes out on top. I said it before, and I will say it again. Rens Thomason and Cameron Dowds are two of the best console drivers right now. Ren's picked up that damage, he would have been up there. Cameron Dowds didn't have any damage on that car. Look what he's just achieved. First place out on track. Am I right? Yes.
Cameron Dowds takes the race win, James. I won't say what you said before the stream, by the way, but we'll leave that one between us. Cameron Dowds is your race winner here in Zandvoort. That really was something else. And, yeah, look, incredible. That's one of the great performances in PSGL F1. We've had so many of them over the last 2 seasons, but yeah, Cameron gets the job done. As well as Azim in second place. I'm probably not going to get the race results on my screen again, but Azim in second place, first podium of the season, only 2nd points of the season for him.
Yep, definitely. So Matteo there in third as well. Oscar fourth, Casper Flack in fifth, Renz in sixth, Brando, Barak, Owen, and Rodadol. Top 10. Dirk, Volokongan, Mustache, Enzo. Look where Rayen ended up with that 10-second penalty. Out of the points, down in 15th position. Alpha Gully 16th, Maxwell McGee 17th, Tales 18th, Marius in 19th. Ryan ran off the top 20. Not a single DNF in sight tonight either. Fantastic racing. Cameron Dowds is in the waiting room for it.
Yes, he is. Let's hear from the race winner. He was very eager to talk to us. Hello, Cameron. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, you have a little bit of a new nickname around these parts. You were known as the Flying Scotsman. You're now known as Einstein in a Formula 1 car. That was a piece of genius tonight from you. Talk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, qualifying was really good, to be honest. I PB'd in session. I actually lost like 0.5 at turn 2. So honestly, I could have done a really good lap there. But even being in the 7s was quite an accomplishment, especially I've struggled with qualifying quite a lot this season. So it was just nice to be up on the front row. As long as you're starting in top 3, top 5 territory, you can win. It's just when you're outside the top 10. But then, yeah, the race was really good. The pace was just, the car felt amazing. The setup was just so good. The car just did whatever I wanted it to do, to be honest. When I came at the pits in 8th or 9th or whatever it was, I didn't have a doubt that I'd be able to get back up. I felt really confident today. I think I was really everyone fought me so hard, like trying to get up the field. Like I actually thought it'd be a bit easier, just because I thought people would know kind of not to waste their battery. Because then what would happen is people would use their whole battery and then lose 2 positions to me and Renz instead of just losing 1. So that's a bit confusing, but it was really fun fighting up the field. And then I knew that on the fresher softs, I could just keep a gap so I could be in first anyway. And then, yeah, I just knew I had to push when I got into first and manage the gap.
Now, I know if I was racing in a race like today, I would probably die from heart failure of how stressed I would be going wheel to wheel for so many laps. How do you do it? How do you remain so composed to pull off those overtakes?
You just try and, I don't know, you just need to like, kind of tell yourself to stay calm a little bit. It's kind of, the pressure was quite a lot more than what it usually is in that race, to be honest. I know, like, if I get into an incident in any of these next races, the championship's just basically gone. So some of those moves that I was going for, I knew it was really, really risky, but I knew I just had to go for it because nobody wins when I come like second or third. You just have to always try and win.
And then in the long run, definitely you still have a foot in the championship fight. What do you need to do to win?
Win all the next races, hopefully. That's what I'm aiming to do.
James, any questions for Cameron?
I've just done a little bit of calculation, and I can say that Cameron Dowd apparently is now in second in the championship after that result. His first win, of course, since America Round 2 Championship, 6th podium of the season in total. Going into the final 4 races of the season, going into 2025, what are your goals, both personally here in PSGL and other leagues? What are your goals going forward in 2025? Don't say it's going back to PC.
Yeah, to be honest, it's just trying to win WR and PSGL, and then I think I'm going to see what happens on this F125, obviously, because at the moment there's not really much point going to PC because the game's still fun, but it's not really in the state I'd want it to be in to go and do like proper professional racing on PC. So I'm just going to stay on PlayStation probably until the new game, yeah.
That is very, very good to hear. I think going forward into 2025, and obviously we have got a very tricky track going back after the new year. It is Jeddah, round 9 of the championship. You have done well around there in the past. You have done poorly around there in the past as well. Is it a bit of a love-hate relationship with you and Jeddah?
To be honest, it's just a hate relationship. I don't really know what it is with Jeddah, but I can't remember a race where I just had like good raw pace like I usually do. I usually struggle a lot at Jeddah. I don't know what it is, but the way the track flows just isn't really for me. But obviously, now I'm probably going to start putting in a bit more practice just because I really want this championship. So yeah, I'll try my best.
Yeah, you've been the pole for so many times here in PSGL. It'll be finally good to get your hands on that proverbial championship here in PSGL. PSF1, Cameron Dowd, the Flying Scotsman. I'm starting the Formula 1 car. Go and enjoy evening.
Yeah, thank you.
And we're going to get a full compliment because we've got Azim and Mateo in the waiting room.
I'm so proud of that nickname, by the way. It's like the one decent thing I've said on one of these broadcasts. Let's bring in the second place man then. Let's not bring in the second place man then. Let's bring in third place Mateo. Hello, Mateo. Can you hear me? Hello, Mateo. Hello, Mateo. Mateo clearly can't hear us. Or else he's on mute. And he's gone. So, not a full. It's like filling up on your starter on Christmas dinner. You're looking forward to everything else, and then it just doesn't happen. Let's try Mateo
He's back
again.
in the waiting room now.
Hello, Mateo. Can you hear me this time? No, I don't think he can. This is quite bad. It's like forgetting.
Is it push to talk or anything?
This is like forgetting the gravy. Would really be disappointing. James, are you a Brussels sprouts man?
No. I hate Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah, so do I. So do I.
I prefer Brussels, to be honest. The
Brussels very nice. Was there during the summer. Really nice city. I don't think Mateo can hear us, by the way. Otherwise, he would probably interrupt this. I think he has just popped us a quick message, as he can hear us, but he he can't talk. So disappointing for Mateo.
Oh, is it his audio settings in Discord? I wonder on the app maybe.
might be. I'd love to know if Mateo's a Brussels sprouts fan now, in all honesty, but we need to get the microphone working, folks. Let us know in the stream chat, folks, if you like Brussels sprouts with your Christmas dinner, while we try to fill the gap for this interview.
Hang on, I've got something to ask everyone in the comment section there. Do you have Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner? There you go.
I didn't up until about 2 years ago. Really great, really great addition.
God, we must be old-fashioned up north here.
No. I was just wrong.
No, we don't. Yeah, I don't have Yorkshire puddings on my Christmas dinner. But there we are.
Now, there's such a fantastic confectionery. James is from Yorkshire, in case you're wondering why.
No, I'm not.
Oh, no, you're not.
I'm not from Yorkshire. God.
Is Sunderland not part of Yorkshire?
No, it's part of the northeast of England.
Oh, sorry. That's just poor geography knowledge from me. Right, let's try to bring Mateo back into more serious matters. Hello, Mateo. Can you hear me? It's really not gone well this evening, has it?
Unless we join them in the waiting room, and it works then.
We had a fantastic race, and that's all falling apart. Well, no. Azim is just gone as well. That was actually a different device for Mateo as well. So this is just a disaster. Do you have turkey and ham, James, or just turkey?
No, turkey.
Oh, Azim's back.
Azim is back in the waiting room. Yay!
Let's try it now. Oh, for God's sake!
Since we have to go down.
I think we're gonna have to go down to the waiting room. Anyways, turkey, ham, James, both for you.
Yeah, turkey on Christmas Day with the stuffing, pigs and blankets, everything, like literally the full trimmings.
See,
then
we don't have pigs and blankets. I would have them maybe the day before or day after, because I'm a big fan. But not everyone is.
You're missing out. You are missing
really?
out.
Yeah, I've tried to. I might play this exact clip to the family when deciding on what we're having. Let's try move down to Mateo and see does this work. Hello, Mateo. Can you hear me now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear Mateo. I just got to change the file quickly on the streaming software. Mateo, hello. Congratulations. A disappointing qualifying, maybe, but you really pulled it off with that strategy.
Yeah, to be fair, my qualifying was kind of expected. As I said, Zandvoort not really the best track for me. So yeah, I just tried to make the best out of qualifying. I thought top 10 wasn't too bad, but it was absolutely impossible to overtake unless you were in the top 4 or 3. So yeah, just went through the massive undercut, and from then on it was just about managing tires. Knew that eventually Cameron and Jens would catch up, but at that point their tire advantage was nearly gone, at least in the train. Then, as you saw, Cameron got in P1 and always got that 6/10 gap. Yeah, nothing I could do about it at that point because he just had a better qualifying and could pit later. But yeah, since on lap 18 my lead was about to decrease to like 3 points, I'll take this.
You, of course, will be leading the championship post-Christmas. In football terms, usually whoever's top by Christmas goes on to win the league. Are you confident now the championship can be wrapped up?
Yeah, to be fair, probably my worst track on the calendar is gone now, and my lead only decreased by 1 point, so fairly happy with it. Only one hard track remains, which is Japan. And I talked with Renz about the championship, and I told him if I can go past those two tracks without losing too many points, then I will definitely be the favorite, I think, to win the championship. But yeah, never say never, because the drivers competing with me are also really good, obviously, and yeah. I think that I'm in a pretty strong position, but as I said, it just takes one race for the lead to go away and for the championship to be wide open again. So I gotta stay focused still. Every race, no mistakes, and hopefully try to continue the streak of top 4s.
James, any questions for Mateo?
Yeah, well, it's not like Norwich are going to win the championship, to be honest. Let's just face it.
Rebuild season. Rebuild season.
Something currently P4 in the championship. Just going to throw it out there as well. Mateo, yeah, we're going into the final 4 races of the season. I've done my maths, and I think my maths is right. You've got an 18-point lead over Cameron Dowes going into the new year, into 2025. Same question as I asked Cameron, actually. What are your goals for 2025? I know PSGL, PSF1 champion will be definitely top of your list, but what else is there for you in 2025?
So, speaking F1 sim racing terms, obviously another PSGL title, which is the current one we're doing now. If I'll take part in the next season as well, that season as well, because I said it many times, the plan was to go 3 for 3 this game, but the first championship is gone already, so I can only win 2 now. And then, yeah, win all of the other events with it. That's it. On the individual side, I don't do the other big individual leagues, so I can just win PSGL, and on the team event side, just try to win everything with DD8. That's it in F1 terms.
Sounds pretty good. I've got to be honest. The top of his Christmas list, I'm sure, PSGL F1 title. That is just top of everyone's Christmas list, I'm sure, going into the new year. Obviously, we go to Jeddah, round 9 of the championship after the new year. One of your favourite tracks. You've done well around there before. Is this going to be the point of the season where you really extend that championship lead? Or do you think Rennes, Oscar, Cameron are going to be chomping at the bit going into the new year?
Well, I do hope to extend the championship lead, because that will mean we don't go to a championship finally in the last race, which is what I kind of want to avoid, because you never know what in those kind of races, even if you have a big lead going into it. And then, yeah, I just want to extend the lead as much as I can to get myself a match point earlier than the last round, and hopefully I'll manage to do so. I don't know when I can get it first, but yeah, I'll just try to extend the lead as much as I can before the last round to win the championship earlier than the end of the championship.
Yeah, we know how championships can change as well on PSF1. We saw it with Tom Roberts at final race of the season in Brazil. Ended up losing the championship on the final race of the season. Hopefully nothing like that happens going into 2025. Congratulations, Matteo, on the P3. Go and enjoy your evening.
No, one more question.
Go on.
Matteo, what does an Italian Christmas dinner look like?
A lot of food. Basically 2 or 3 days full immersion into food. That's it. You basically get out of the chair rolling on yourself rather than walking. So yeah, I hope I won't get too much weight with all that food.
Maranello, I am on my way. That sounds like a bundle of fun. I'm more about what you eat, Matteo, but that also sounds equally as good. Congratulations on the podium. Congratulations on the championship lead. You will be our first championship leader of 2025. Go and enjoy your evening.
Thanks, Evan. Thanks, James. And thanks to all of my engineers who pulled off a great strategy today, as always.
Great to hear from Matteo. Once again, as per usual with all Matteo interviews, sorry headphone users, but a really great interview once again with Matteo and Cameron. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to hear from Azim. But James, that is it for PSGL F1 here in 2024, and you have just had a devious crop done after Matteo left the car. Let's bring you back up slowly. It was just your forehead for about 10 seconds. What did I ask again? Oh yeah, a brilliant end to 2024.
Brilliant at 2024. And do you know what? I don't think we could have ended off with an even better race than what we did there in Zandvoort. Absolutely brilliant. Everyone going hell forever. Literally said before we came live about 4 hours ago, I think it was now. Oh, Azim's here.
Oh. Hello, Azim. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can, absolutely. Congratulations. It's your first PSGL F1 podium.
Yeah. Yeah, where do I start? Yeah, of course, I'm really happy with P2, but also like I didn't expect to get a podium here, because in the quali I PB'd in session. I didn't really expect to be up there to even win the race or get a podium. But yeah, eventually the strat went well, and yeah.
Coming near the end of the race, then we saw a lot of battles between yourself and your teammate Cameron, between Rayanne. What were you thinking going through those moments? Were you confident that your wheel-to-wheel racecraft was good enough to get you P2?
Yeah, I just tried to not let Cameron get P1, because obviously if he gets P1 and I'm behind Ryan, it's going to be really difficult to get it back. But yeah, Cameron had 2 laps better tires and it was not easy to stay with him.
James, any questions for Zine?
Yeah, 2 questions. Same along the lines of Matteo and Cameron Dowd. 2025, Azim. What is it looking like from your perspective? Is PSGL on that?
Yeah, of course. Last week when I raced in Silverstone, I made a mistake speeding in the pits, where I almost lost a podium or a top 5. But yeah, I thought from there that I didn't really want to continue driving. But then after, I just tried to calm down and just focus on next week. And I think I'm just gonna try to do that for next race as well.
Yeah, and speaking of next race, it is Jeddah, round 9 of the championship. How do you think you're going to get on?
I don't really know, because I don't really have favorite tracks. I just try to do my best and yeah, just try to perform as good as I can.
And hopefully you'll be able to get another interview from us going into 2025 as well. Azim, P2 out on track, Alpine 1-2 as well. Go and enjoy your evening.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
So we did get to hear from the top 3 in the end, rather impromptu. How did he get into the commentary box? Did you bring him up?
We're in the waiting room still. We are in the
If you're
waiting
good, you're
room
good. James Ed with the big thing there. Now to conclude the stream, a good end to 2024, James.
Really good end to 2024. As I was saying there before Azim joined, I wouldn't have expected a better race, to be honest, than what we had there in Zandvoort. Absolutely sensational, I think, in terms of the driving. We saw Cameron Dowd absolutely minting it around the outside through Skyflak, forcing drivers out on track, getting his elbows out, which is not common, actually, for Cameron Dowd to do that. Normally, he's very, very clean, but he had to get his elbows out there. He got the race win as a result. It was fantastic, I think, from his perspective, to try and take that race win, which he did. In the end, you've got to feel sorry for the likes of Renz Thomas and the likes of Dirk, who could have easily had a really, really good race in that. Renz especially, who had that race on end plate damage, dropped down the field, ended up P6 in the end, cut his losses very fine. But in the end, there's more to come from him, I'm sure, in 2025. There's a lot more to come from us in 2025 as well, because we've got, 4 rounds of the championship left. Matteo's got an 18-point lead provisionally. And if that's the case, Matteo will still be championship leader going into round 10.
Yes, we have a really good 2025 in store. First race will be in Saudi Arabia. But folks, we would like to thank you for all your support in 2024. Myself and James have had a world of a time here on PSGL F1, and it's really been a pleasure to have you alongside us. That is all we do have time for here tonight, but we wish you a very happy Christmas and a very happy New Year. We hope you have a fantastic festive break and then come back to us refreshed and ready for more madness in the world of PSGL F1. My name is Evan Dalton, James Head alongside me. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and we shall see you next time. Bye-bye.